Hi, this is Phil, and I'm here to tell you all about the Capes and Lunatics Patreon. Get early access to all of our interviews, including the monthly Chichester chats with writer and comic book legend D.G. Chichester, new episodes of classic Capes and Lunatics shows, including The Quantum Zone, This, That, or the Third, and many, many more specials, all completely uncensored. Access starts for $3 a month, full video when you pledge $5 a month. Check out the link in our show notes, or go to patreon.com/CapesandLunatics. Hope to see you there.
Diggity dank.
Hello and welcome back to another week of the Nightwing news. Happy birthday. Phil, joining me as always, it is.
Hi, I'm Kristen.
But yes, we have two issues tonight. The new issues, Nightwing 112 and Titans number 9, both out. Well, yesterday as we record this, and get that little birthday thing I mentioned.
You sent me that article. When is it that they're going back to Wednesday? Do you remember?
I don't know if they mentioned when, but yeah, eventually they are.
Okay.
Because every other comic publisher releases on a Wednesday.
Yeah.
Marvel, Image, even the smaller ones, they all do it on a Wednesday except for DC.
I mean, when you get them digitally, it's kind of cool, but I can see how that's not convenient if you're getting it in real life, because who's going to go to the store twice?
Yeah, exactly. Unless they thought people were just going to go for DC, but it's kind of limiting. All right, but yes, I didn't even realize until you brought it up. Yes, today, March 20th, we're recording this, is considered Nightwing's birthday because that was the date that the Tales of the Teen Titans annual came out.
Yeah, that's what I saw on the online.
Oh, nice.
So you know it's true.
Of course, everything on the internet's true.
I mean, actually, I could see what was it. Yeah.
Oh, you know what?
Which annual was it?
It wasn't. There wasn't.
Did you say it was annual 4? No.
Well, that was the end of the storyline, but wasn't it like issue 43 or 44 where we actually see him in the suit for the first time? Yeah,
you're right. Tales of the Teen Titans 44?
Yes, I believe so. Oh, you know what I thought it was, I also thought even before that this was kind of, considered Dick Grayson's birthday, because isn't it the first day of spring? Robin?
Yeah, maybe that's what they mean, because now I'm seeing Tales of the Teen Titans 44.
Mm-hmm.
I'm seeing it says it was released in July.
Because that's what I think I've heard before, that it's like his birthday is considered, today, because it is.
So maybe they mean it's Dick's birthday, not that this was. Okay, that makes sense, because I'd heard that his birthday was
the first day of spring.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did, but then I thought I saw something that they were like, in 1984, but I guess they just meant, like, in 1984, his birthday, he was Nightwing then.
Yeah. So is that the cover date that was June? Because I was trying to see if that math worked, unless it did come out in March. I don't know.
Yeah, but I think, shouldn't it be May if it came out in March?
Sometimes, I swear, I don't know how they publish these. Sometimes it, maybe, yeah. I forget if it was back then, if there was bigger lead time or not, but yeah, I'm pretty sure. I know I've heard the spring thing, so maybe that's it.
Well, whatever. Happy birthday, Dick Grayson.
That's right.
For whatever reason we're celebrating, we're just gonna go with it.
Yes. And again, the old, the Nightwing book is this week was 112, but next week they're going to celebrate issue 300 for the legacy numbering.
Yeah. Well, wait, I think that thing I sent you from 13.
Well,
they are saying that he appeared on March 20th, 1984. So maybe that is when it's supposed to have come out. I don't know.
I was going to say maybe Marv and George did that on purpose. I was just doing the math. I'm like, how did they get 300? Okay, but I get it. I think I get it. They get the 300.
Okay, so it says New Teen Titans 39, where he says he's not going to be Robin anymore. was cover dated February 84, but it came out in November 1983. So I guess they were 3 months behind then.
Mm-hmm.
So, yeah. But anyway, I sent you that because, as we know, as I've said before, let's see, now I forgot the guy's name, but on the 13th Dimension, the great guy, Chris Franklin, wrote an anniversary salute to Dick, Robin to Nightwing 40 years later, and he wrote what I would say Phil and I both contend is definitely true. He was talking about how the transition from Robin to Nightwing, that says the end of the Wayne Grayson partnership has been represented many times since, but never with such understated maturity and warmth. At the very beginning, where he gives Jason the new outfit in Batman 368.
Oh yeah. Did he even talk about that Outsiders Titans crossover we did last time? Oh.
And apparently there was a Comics Collector magazine, issue number 3 in spring 1984, that teased that after more than 4 decades, Robin becomes Nightwing. So, so you got like a preview in this magazine.
Ooh, I want that now. I see that image.
And this guy also, this is a man after my own heart, also agrees that Disco Wing is pretty on fire.
Oh yeah.
It's pretty. He says it's been derogatorily called the disco costume. I don't get it. It was an excellent transition from Robin. I mean, it's true.
It's better than some of those other ones. All right, so we have some issues to talk to. Well, I always have some
issues.
Yes. How about we start with Titans? Because I want to save Nightwing. Oh my god, I love this. I love the Nightwing issue. Well, the first story, anyway.
Oh yeah, this guy also, he says he's having McFarlane has released 2 Nightwing figures in their Superpowers revival line, and he sure hopes they get around to the original costume. That's right, Disco Wing, Disco.
Oh yeah, we need a collar, one with a collar. Yes. Oh yeah.
Yes.
Heck, I'm waiting for Titan for that McFarlane Toys to put out Titan's Tower, because I mean they've done like Brainiac Scholarship, they've done Blue Beetle's Bug. Yeah, they put out a bunch.
And they've done
stuff.
The Invisible Jet and the Batmobile.
Well, I know they did like a Batmobile and stuff, and they did something for Superman, because that original Superpowers line did have like Batman, Superman, like vehicles. I don't know if they did the Invisible Jet this time, because I don't think they did the first time, but yeah, but they're putting out more and more stuff that it.
No, they did the Invisible Jet. I saw it at Walmart.
Okay, all right, so there's no reason not to do Titan's Tower then.
I don't know. I think they do the T-Jet first. I mean, because Titan's Tower is like a building. I mean, don't you think they'd have to do like the Hall of Justice first?
You can do both.
Meanwhile, back at the Hall of Justice.
All right. Should we talk about these issues?
Yeah, let me get it up. Okay.
All right. Like I said, let's talk Titans first. And kids, this cover just does not happen in the story.
Sneaky how they do that.
Uh-huh.
They've done that to us before. That Teen Titan, the world's finest Teen Titans, where he was like, "You're grounded," and then he wasn't grounded.
Exactly. All right. So yeah, number 9. We're at 9 already.
Okay, so since you read other more other things than I do, so this quintessence, I assume that's something that's been around.
Yes. Yeah.
What are these? Why are these people the quintessence? They just like know what's up.
They're like basically cosmically attuned, like Ganthet's one of the Guardians of the Universe. There's the wizard who gave Shazam his powers. Hera's a Wonder Woman goddess. High Fathers from the New Gods. Of course, the Phantom Stranger and the Spectre. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
wait, Ganthet, is he one of the Green Lantern people you said?
Yeah, Guardians of the Universe, yeah.
Okay. Got it.
But they're worried about...
so they know what's happening.
Yes.
And
they're worried about the Dark-Winged Queen. But then we see the Titans are still cleaning up Key West after that, with the hurricane or whatever.
Just take a moment to appreciate Wally carrying all those dogs.
I know.
And how happy the dogs are too.
I know, especially that one under
the one on his back.
Well, him too, yeah.
Yeah, they're all looking like woohoo.
Dogs. And again, it's pretty, especially with flooding. It's very handy to have Tempest, who could basically just move the water.
Yeah, that is pretty awesome.
And then of course we see Raven looking those glowing red eyes. Wonder what's going on. But then she almost starts a fight with Cyborg and Flash, because it's like, oh, Cyborg told Flash
told
Flash
told her to leave.
Yeah. He's like, I meant that specific volatile situation. I didn't mean leave the whole mission. And then Dick's like, we'll get, we'll clear things up once we get back. Now we got a job to do. Then we had an ad for next month's Nightwing Legacy number 300.
Oh, see, the digital, you only have the very first ad.
Yeah.
The one for like Batman the Dark Age, and then there aren't other ads.
Okay, now we got a two-page ad for Nightwing 300.
Wow.
Mm-hmm.
So next month it's 113, but that's if they stopped renumbering all the time, it would be 300.
Yeah, and I was doing the math just now. It's it's like all the ongoing series. So the 3 ongoing series, and I think the math works if you add in that 4-issue limited series that start,
Okay.
And then I would think I was only getting the 199 or 299. So I'm thinking they might add that Alfred's Return. They might be counting that as the very first one.
Okay, so are they counting Grayson or no? Since that's technically not called Nightwing.
It doesn't seem like it. Yeah, no. So
okay, that's very confusing.
I don't know.
Yeah, I guess. I always thought that 4-issue. Well, because that's where he first gets his new outfit is the miniseries, and I always thought it was a miniseries. But then a lot of times I see people call it Nightwing Volume 1, and then the ongoing, they're like Nightwing Volume 2.
Yeah, that's confusing.
It's a miniseries, but whatever.
I know. All right.
I digress.
Oh my lord. Okay, so there's a variant cover for you. He's in the Disco Wing costume, a variation of the Disco Wing costume, and there's a disco ball behind.
Heck yeah, that's awesome.
All right. So meanwhile, in hell.
So.
Yes, we see Trigon.
Maybe we'll have to wear our disco finest next month, Phil.
Yes. If I have any. All right. So yes. Meanwhile, in hell, Trigon is talking to Trilogy.
Yeah, one of his kids. Most of Trigon's kids suck, except for Raven. His kids are like all pathetic.
Well, when your dad's, the devil. Well, just ask. Just ask Eric Trump, kids. All right. Anyway.
Nice. Yeah. So Trilogy's whining like
it's Raven. She's saving.
But in Trilogy's defense, Trigon is a terrible parent.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Who's like, shut up, I'm gonna kick you. I'm like, okay, cool. And he's like, you are a new kid and I don't even like you very much. You're far from my favorite.
She's saving people. That's so Raven.
That's so rude.
But no, Trigon says, once she fulfills her destiny, she wants to use her Titans teammates, bring them under her control as her army. And Trilogy's like, oh, come on, she's an empath. She can just control them.
I'm kind of hoping that there's some like double crossing here that Dark Raven, that I don't know, Good Raven will leak enough into Bad Raven that she'll end up double crossing Trigon or something.
That, or maybe Trilogy will just help the Titans just double cross his father. And then one of Trigon's little minions shows up. I have need of a human agent. I need to approach them without causing the usual running and screaming. I would like you to arrange a meeting on Earth. Meanwhile, at the Bureau of Sovereignty headquarters, which used to be the Hall of Justice, we see Peacemaker with a new recruit.
How their nickname is Boss.
BOS, yeah.
I realize it's missing one S, but... and then so hilarious. It's like, make no mistake, we're on the side of good. And then they open the door and literally there's a demon in there.
And me at the wall, there's talking to Trigon, I know.
Like, wah, wah.
It's like, yeah, we're on the side of good.
Are we though? Are we?
I know. Peacemaker's like, we're just gonna go. Man, I love Amanda Waller. It's gonna take some explaining and a memory wipe for the new recruit. Trigon, I have some concerns about my daughter, Waller. Amanda Waller, I am often concerned about your daughter. But he says she's destined for greatness. The Titans could steer her from her destiny, or like them removed from her life. And Amanda Waller, you would like me to handle this? Yes. What will you grant in return? Raven's about to come into devastating power to do this, and I will convince her to spare your world. And then Amanda Waller keeps coming up with the carrot and stick metaphor here. Trigon says, your world will end if you don't help me. She goes, yes, that's the stick. Now offer me the carrot. I can destroy you in a microsecond. I love. She's like, perhaps I prepared for the possibility of your kind. He's like, you cannot prepare for me. Really? Would you like to reach across my desk and test that out? Burn. I faced one of those powerful creatures in the universe. I'm still here. I love when he offers her the presidency. She goes, that's a decent carrot, but I'm after actual power, not just the appearance of it.
Oh, yeah. I wonder what she wants. I'm sure we'll find out soon.
I'm sure. Then we see the Titans returning home and all the Beast Boy protesters outside. I love Flash. Are any of the protest signs have bad puns at least?
One reads, you should all be starfired. Like, that's a pretty good one.
So they get home and Gar is kind of sulking. Says his hero days are over. And Starfire's like, that's not true. Could have used you today. Even Tempest is like, every one of us has been made a scapegoat before. Been made a target. Been seen as a villain or a monster. Donna says, it doesn't matter what they think of us. We keep doing what we do. We keep helping. But Gar's like, there was a storm destroying their town, and they were more afraid of me than the storm. So he goes to his room, and Starfire says, Raven, talk to him. She's like, me? Oh, of course. So of course, evil Raven's saying, what are you doing? Last week you showed you had a power to break the world. Today words can hurt you. Basically calling him pathetic. But then she says she can take all his doubts and everyone away, which I guess she does, and he passes out. And I guess good Rachel is yelling at bad Rachel. But I do like this because she's like, I keep pushing because she's like, oh, the Titans will stop you, and she kept reading their thoughts. They had very good psychic defenses, but I've been subtle. I'm making sure no one suspects. The thought has entered Nightwing's mind on many occasions, and I have plucked that thought away each time. So at least Dick's trying to see through it. But then she's like, what about Donna? You think you can match her will? I'm monitoring her. If an inkling of a doubt crosses her mind, I will destroy her. Donna Troy, a threat has found Donna Troy. But I guess this is the messenger from the Quintessence, because Hermes shows up. I love, he's like, I'm moving too fast for mortal eyes to comprehend, and Wally walks and goes, hey, it's Hermes.
Yeah.
Which, oh my god, I don't know if they just did that as, like, for whatever, or if, like, Tom Taylor, oh god, when was it? It was, like, early 90s. There was a War of the Gods crossover. It was a Wonder Woman crossover. And, like, in every book, it, like, spilled over in everyone's book, and I think Wally raced Hermes back then.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So I'm like, this Tom Taylor calling back to like this early 90s? Like it was one issue. I'm like, oh my lord.
That's a deep cut. But yeah, I just thought it was funny because he's like, I'm moving too fast. But yeah, of course, since the Flash moves so fast, he's like, oh, hey.
Well, that's like in the Justice League. Like Superman and Flash can have conversations at super speed. Well, that's all I always said. It's got to be hard writing for Flash because it's like, that's a guy, like, if it was real, you'd never be able to, like, sneak up on him, or, well, I guess you could sneak up on him, but most of the time he'd be too fast for anyone to even touch, and he can think faster. But then Hermes and Donna race, and he's telling her about this threat until Raven gets rid of him. And she says, that was not Hermes. It was a demon in disguise, a trickster, no doubt sent by my father. And Donna says, what does Trigon want? She goes, I don't know, but if Trigon has turned his attention to us, and Donna finishes the thought, then the Titans must prepare for hell.
Evil Raven's little smile. I like to think, though, that, I mean, I don't know, of course, but it feels a little bit like Evil Raven might have overplayed her hand a little bit with that one.
Maybe, yeah, because I'm just wondering if she's going to set a trap, and then they're going to know it's a trap, because Donna's going to be like, you don't think I can tell the real Hermes from an imposter? So, yeah, I'm thinking it's going to be something. So I wonder if she's going to try to lead them into actual hell. Or if she's going to do some weird mental thing trying to corrupt them or something.
I guess we're about to find out next month.
I guess so. And like I said, I wonder when Tom Taylor leaves the Nightwing book, if I'm assuming we might get a renumber. I wonder if they're going to reboot this book, or if it keeps going, or if Tom's going to stay here, there's going to be another writer.
Well, it hasn't said that he's leaving Titans, have they?
Mm-mm.
And I saw on Facebook, because I followed him on Facebook.
Yes.
And somebody said, they're not ending the book, are they? Or something like that. And he put, I assume it will continue with another writer and a smiley face or something.
Okay.
So that leads me to believe that it will continue with another writer.
It is a low number, so yeah, I guess they could continue, yes.
Well, or I mean, maybe if they rebooted it as a new number one with a new writer, he would say the same thing. I mean, I guess the person was like, this isn't the end of the book, and he was like, Nightwing will continue under a new writer.
Yeah, because they do like to do that anymore when a new writer comes on and do a new number one.
I mean, like, whatever. I mean, maybe they won't, maybe they will, who knows? I mean, to me, it doesn't really matter. I mean, I don't care if they renumber it or not, because it's like, apparently numbers are meaningless since we're like, it's 113, but if we kept numbering, but we don't because we keep starting over all the time, it would be 300. So whatever. It's like, the number doesn't really matter anymore. Just so long as they don't stop publishing a Nightwing book.
Yeah, exactly. Sorry, I was trying to flip through some of the solicits here, because I think they're up to June for the solicit, so.
I mean, the thing of it is, I feel like counting-wise, because it's 114 and he said it's 5 issues, or it's 115, then it will end at 119, and that feels weird to me. I feel like they'll keep numbering. I felt if it was 120, I could see them having that being the last issue and then starting over, but 119 feels like a really weird place to just stop for no apparent reason.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, sometimes they'll do that. I mean, the last volume of Amazing Spider-Man before this current one, they ended it at like 93.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so we're just like,
so there is no rhyme or reason. Wait, so Marvel's doing it too?
Oh yeah, they both do it. Yeah, Marvel and DC both do it.
That's so weird.
Yeah. Yep.
I mean, I know why, because I've read that number ones sell better than any other comic, but
yeah, but then it doesn't after.
It's so annoying.
Yeah. Ooh, were we aware of this? April 30th, the Nightwing this year's Nightwing annual's out.
I mean, I knew one was happening, but I forgot.
Looks like April 30th.
That's fun.
So maybe next month, maybe we should make the last episode of the month the new one, so we can wait for the annual. Oh wait, the 30th. No,
I don't know. I'm not sure how much isn't the annual supposed to be about B?
Yeah, it looks like it. Yeah. No, yeah, we can.
Yeah, so
we can even push that back till May. Yeah.
How about we read it and decide if it's amazing? We'll have a special show.
Yeah, but again, if it releases on the 30th, yeah, no. I need 2 April episodes now. So, yeah, I'm thinking we save that for review with them. We're going to give a lot of attention to issue 300. So.
Yeah, I assume it's supposed to be extra big size. Well, no, it'll probably be one. I mean, Nightwing's already big size, so it'll probably be all one story.
It might be, yeah, but I could see it even being bigger. So maybe.
I guess we'll see.
And on the ad, it said something by Marv Wolfman, I think. So maybe Marv's doing a backup or something.
Maybe Marv will talk about Nightwing because it's 300 and Nightwing's 40. It's a magical year.
That would be the best of both worlds. Yeah, maybe Marv does like a little text thing and then does like a backup story.
Maybe we get to see some Disco Wing.
Yes, a flashback story. All right, let's get to Nightwing 112 or 299, I guess.
299, okay.
So.
I can see 299.
So how'd you feel about this? Where like we're kind of seeing Dick through Batman's eyes in this story.
Yeah, it was cool.
Mm-hmm.
As you know, I love me some father-son.
Yes. And I kind of like in the beginning where, Bruce is kind of remembering, he's like, how great Dick is now, but like back in the day, he was just, right after he lost his parents, he was an angry child because, in certain iterations, it's always like, oh, Dick was the perfect child and Jason was the angry one. But of course, then Dick would be a little angry.
Yes.
Yes.
Well, and I think that also helps that Bruce would recognize that and know
Yes.
that since he dealt with it, he can help Dick. And so it all just helps make sense more. I mean, because, yeah, like we've said before, they didn't worry about it in the 40s. In 1940, they were like, we need him to have a sidekick. So, like, let's get a random kid. He'll take him in. Done. Like, we don't need reasons. We don't need to explain it beyond, hey, kid, your life might be in danger. Come live with me. And the kid's like, okay. But this is the 21st century, and we don't roll like that anymore.
Will and Justin were asking me on Saturday night when we were recording. They were saying, how long do you think before they like kind of change his origin a little bit? You know, where it's going to be like, oh, well, you know, a carnival or circus is kind of outdated. And
no, never.
You don't think? No. He isn't going to become like, oh, he was training for the Olympics, and no,
I don't think so.
Okay,
because it's too famous.
I could see them maybe like phasing the animals out of the story, but
yeah, maybe. I mean, I would say if they're going to have it, if they're going to change it to update it, yes, I would see they would be switching Haley's circus maybe to more of a. I mean, they didn't do it in New 52, so I don't think maybe they would adjust it to more of a Cirque du Soleil kind of thing as opposed to your more traditional circus, but. The circus still exists.
No.
Even the traditional one with animals, like, they're not as prevalent, but they do. And ones with clowns and acrobats. And, you know, sometimes the animals are like dogs or whatever that people don't feel bad about seeing with that. So I don't think that they phase it out because it's so famous.
Yeah, true.
Just like I don't see them. Because again, didn't Kyle say they toyed with it only for like a hot second when they did the New 52? It's like, I don't see them changing him to go by Rick or Rich or Ricky or anything else. True. Grayson, because he has always been Dick Grayson. Yes. And it's famous as that. And even though it's ridiculous, I mean, let's be real, it was probably still a little bit ridiculous even in 1940. It's not like people only started using Dick as a slang for penis, like, you know, in the 80s or something. I mean, it's been around a long time.
If they didn't change it in 1966, they aren't going to change it.
Exactly. I think that's part of why sometimes, even though Dick was adopted by Bruce, it was in like a slightly different, you know, it wasn't in the Batman books and stuff. I think sometimes that's why writers forget about it or don't pay as much attention or whatever, is because, yeah, he's so famous, particularly from the 60s show. I mean, every episode they were like, Bruce Wayne and his youthful ward, Dick Grayson. Like, yes. Most people, if they even know what the word ward means, it's like, oh, wasn't that what that kid in Batman was?
Yep.
So, yeah. It's like, for real, that's pretty much how people know. They know it if they're a medievalist like me because they talk about wards all the time, or it's like, oh yeah, Batman, and the kid Robin was his ward. I mean, that's so. I don't know. I don't think they would change it. Well, although yeah, that's the other thing is aside from it being too famous, it actually helps explain somewhat why Batman, which again they did not care about in the 40s. But it worked even then. But it kind of helps explain why Batman would even let a kid go out. Yeah. Because, yeah, he still trains him, but Dick has a really obvious athletic ability that makes it seem like he's less likely to be hurt and just slightly justifies the child endangerment a little bit more.
Yes, justified child endangerment, yes.
All right, maybe not justified. It makes it seem not as bad.
Yes, yes. Which, all right, so taking that point, back to this, I do like this scene in the cave, you know, when he's training young Dick, and, you know, he's like, yeah, you know, the anger, this is the place, it's fine letting it out here, but you cannot take that out on the street, because that's real people out there, not punching bags.
Yes, I also like this because this is the kind of Batman I like to see. Yeah, many times is forgotten in other.
He's not cold. He's not cold and angry and scowling. Yeah.
Yes, this is the Batman we do not see in many of the Batman movies
or the modern era. Yeah.
Well, I actually think that, I mean, again, it depends on the writer and they made missteps. I think that since they brought Damien in, since New 52, since Bruce has kind of like, since Bruce like died and came back and they rebooted, I think they've tried to do a better job of the family aspect of the Bat family than they did. Not that there aren't some great, I mean, Gotham Knights, the first part of that run was really excellent for the family stuff. So not that there isn't some family stuff in there. I do feel as though they have done, I mean, because now we have that webtoon, there's like Wayne Family Adventures. There's more stuff out there if you like the Bat family as Bat family than there used to be. And that's nice.
Yeah.
The only thing that slightly annoys me about it is I also feel like, and maybe it's just because they're making just so much more superhero media than they used to, but it feels like they've done a bit more Bat family stuff and Batman being family, but sometimes it seems to involve Damian more, and that a little bit, not that I mean, Damian's an interesting character. It's not really against Damian. It just annoys me that they were like, oh, Batman's had all these kids, but we don't really start emphasizing he's a family guy until he gets a biological kid. And I'm like, that's kind of crappy.
I know, but again, they could get away with before Damian. Oh, it's a team. But yeah, no, they were always a family. Mm-hmm. But yeah, I do like this too, where they, Tom Taylor even calls out Bruce is like, he's like, I have crossed that line. He's like, where it's not about stopping the wicked. It's about, it's about your own anger. And he's like, we can't hurt people because our parents died. But yes, he says, but he's like, because of the pain and all that, because we know how much it hurts to lose what we lost. But if we can stop what that happening to others, and then Dick's like, we have to. This is what our family does. And again, it was basically just him, Dick, and Alfred at that point. So this is what our family does. Aww. But yeah, that's when Dick was like, Bruce, I don't want to hurt anyone out there. I'd like to keep training. Bruce like, good. And then we're at the present, and Haley's begging for, what did Dick give her? Bacon?
Bacon, yeah. Haley knows what's up.
We didn't mention that in the Titans issue when they're interviewing the people, and that kid's like, yeah, he's like Nightwing took me up on the jet, let me like swing around his stick thing. He's like, and he told me about showed me pictures of his dog, his super dog named Bitewing.
Yeah, yep, that was cute. That was so cute.
But yeah, so basically, Batman messages Barbara and wants Dick's exact location details for the last month, and Dick's like, yeah, he knows about the Fear Heights thing, and Barbara's like, are you comfortable with that? And he's like, am I comfortable with reverse stalking? And Barbara's like, it's a mystery, Dick. He wants to solve it because he's one of the world's greatest detectives, and he's your dad. Aww. And Dick's like, give him what he wants. But then Dick's shooting.
Haley wants the bacon.
But Dick starts shooting up because he's talking about the murder, which we saw last issue. It's possible this wasn't heartless. I need to check. I need to ask the son some questions. Are you just showing up at the kid's house, his uncle's? Are you sure you'll be welcome? Pretty sure. I'm on his pencil case.
That's right.
So yeah, he goes, and Batman's already there. It says the door's open. There's no one here. I love how both of them are just like so spot on with the clues, because Batman's like, there's no sign of struggle. They left quickly, fresh skid marks in the driveway, and Dick's already like tracks in the carpet. Looks like his suitcase was dragged. And then he looks in the pencil case.
The seal in the deal, the pencil case has a note that says help.
But yeah, he's like, the uncle said Ego's family had money. The uncle became Ego's legal guardian last night. So they look on his computer. I love Dick. It's only a 4-digit security code. Oracle software should crack it in. I'm in.
Yeah.
So yeah, he checks the email. There's a booking for a flight to Ho Chi Minh City. Left 6 a.m. That morning. 2 tickets in the kid's name and passport information. But the tickets were booked 2 weeks ago. So the uncle. Yes,
what that means? The uncle, premeditation.
Yes, the uncle killed the. Oh wait, yes, premeditation.
That's right. That makes it murder 1!
The uncle killed the father and made it look like Heartless. That's where everyone would be looking. So, Dick's like, is the car close by, Batman? Yes, why? Because Eco's plane has been in the air for 5 hours and the GCPD doesn't have jurisdiction in Vietnam. We need to get to Bloodhaven, the Titans Tower. So what do you think about Batman's thoughts on the Titans?
Yeah, he was right. I said he didn't have to pull this team around together. They form around it because they care for each other. Because that's always been the thing with the Titans, is that they're more family and less a group of coworkers. The Justice League is more business.
Yep.
Okay, so who's the guy? Is that supposed to be Tempest in the back? The guy with black hair? Or did they just miscolor Wally's hair?
I could see either way, but I guess.
Because when I saw it, I was like, wait, who's that dude?
Yeah, because that's really shocking.
Because if Dick wasn't in Nightwing, I'd be like, oh, is that Dick?
I know, yeah. It's either Tempest or Wally with miscolored hair, because that's the only shot you see of him, so.
Right, yeah. But I love Starfire, like, hi!
I just love when Bruce is thinking, a few weeks ago, Dick and his friends saved over 1 million people. Now he's dropping everything for a single child, which is exactly as it should be. As Dick tells Cyborg they need the T-Jet. I'll make sure it's... So here's my question. Weren't they in Gotham, so they had to drive back to Bloodhaven to get the T-Jet? I'm sure Bruce has a plane. I'm sure Bruce has many planes.
I mean, I don't know. I mean, it's always changing with the writer, but I mean, Bloodhaven and Gotham are not that far apart.
I know, but I just thought the cave...
So it's probably just as easy to take the car.
I guess.
Because then you don't have to go and get the plane and get it. And blah,
I guess,
blah, blah.
yeah. I thought the cave would be closer, but maybe not. But then Beast Boy's conversation with Batman, he's like, "You're used to people hating you, right? That came out wrong."
That was kind of funny though.
Yeah, but he's like saying, since Beast World, about people being scared of him, and Batman, do you do this to be liked? No, you do this to help, yeah. And you didn't just help; you saved the world. It's hard for people to see the truth when they're holding torches and pitchforks in front of their faces. I almost feel like that could be applied to many situations.
Many throughout history.
And currently. But anyone who hasn't been blinded by manufactured outrage, anyone with an ounce of sense of logic can see that you're a hero. You saved everyone on the planet, Garfield, Logan, nothing else. And Batman puts his hand on his shoulder. I'm like...
Batman is firing on all cylinders this issue.
I would like to see... I mean, just this issue.
I mean, this is a really good issue for Batman, too.
I would like to see Tom Taylor on a regular Batman book, a monthly Batman book. Maybe do some good Batman stories where he isn't just all grim and gritty and depressed. And hey, Tom Taylor, bring back...
well, once he gets his mind right, because he's got this,
Zernar. Yeah. Yep.
Yeah, and also... Well, I mean, now Jason has his mini-series, The Hill, but, I mean, didn't Batman mess Jason's brain up? I mean, has that gotten fixed?
Not completely.
Awesome.
Yeah, but I was going to say the big thing, Tom Taylor, bring back Alfred.
See, this is the other thing of why it can be nice to read when they have more than one book published. Because, yes, I would much rather read this Batman that's being a good dad than the Batman that's messing with his son's brain. Like, no, that's bad.
Or like one of the stories where Batman punches Dick or something, yeah.
Yeah, that's like, no.
So Batman and Nightwing take the T-Jet. And Batman, this fear of yours doesn't extend to planes. If my feet are touching something like a floor, I seem to be mostly okay. I love Batman. I like to take some of your blood. A totally normal request, Dick says. This is in case what's happening to me isn't purely psychological. Yes, you have a very strange way of showing you care, but I appreciate it.
It makes sense he would do that, because there's all kinds of weird stuff.
Yes.
In the DC universe.
But then Oracle calls with all the information. Eco's grandfather was the owner and CEO of Orion Telecommunications. Eco's mother inherited all of it upon his death. The mother died in a car crash a year ago. At that point, Eco's father became the caretaker of the company and the fortune. But he refused to return to Vietnam. He didn't want to take Eco away from his home and his friends when the boy had just lost his mother. Dick asked about the car crash. Oracle says it was supposed to be an accident, but Batman, it may not have been.
Yeah, so I'm guessing, although I feel like no, I'm not sure. Do we know whether the uncle is the dad's brother or the mom's brother? Well, it must be the...
Oh, you know what? I think bless you. I think he is the the dad's brother, because I think later in the story, doesn't Nightwing say something like, you killed your brother for money or something?
Yeah, I mean, and that's what I was thinking, because presumably if he were the sister's brother, he wouldn't have had to kill the dad to get the money.
It was a chain, because I think the mother was the one who came from the money.
Right, yeah, so that's what I'm saying. If he was the mother's sibling, then he would have had the money, or he would have just needed to kill the mom to get the money and not had to worry about that.
Yeah. But so
it's like he's from the other side of the family, and that's why he needs the nephew.
Yeah, first he had to kill the mother, so the money would go to his brother, and then he had to kill his brother.
Yeah, but then he needs his nephew alive because the money is the nephew's.
Yeah. He's like the guardian of the money. He's but they don't know where they're going to be heading, because the company has all kinds of homes and stuff in Vietnam. And Dick says, we don't need to know that. We just need to know where they're landing. The T-Jet is faster than any commercial plane, so they get there in time to intercept them at the airport. So I'm just like, because the company like sends all these bodyguards for the uncle, and I'm just like, so they're okay with him just like kidnapping this child, basically? Well, or I wonder if
I would assume they don't know.
Yeah, I guess, but I'm just like, aren't you going to think something fishy's up when Batman and Nightwing show up, though?
Well, yeah, but I mean, I presume that they didn't know that Batman and Nightwing were there.
Well, once they see him, I mean, the bodyguards still come at him, yeah.
Right, but
yeah, so Batman and Nightwing show up. I love Batman. Usually Nightwing quips. He's not in that place now. He can lose some objectivity when a child is left behind. I'm glad he does. I've learned to detach during a case. Basically talk about how he just sees exit wounds instead of a lost life. Dick can't do that. But he doesn't let his emotions cloud his judgment. His emotions fuel him.
Well, and maybe the uncle was like, he's the one that hired the bodyguards.
And I love this like two-page spread. It's just the fight. Yeah. Just Batman. We fall into a pattern without thinking. Years of training and fighting together. He knows I'll block it. Oh God, this hits me so much harder now that I'm a father too. He knows I'll block anything coming at him. I know his blows will be where mine aren't. And he's gotten better, more efficient. He makes sure not to do lasting harm, but he's not wasting a single strike. I believe we're emphasizing once again, not only is Nightwing better than Batman, he's more skilled.
We're also emphasizing that Nightwing is a character in comics that has actually grown and changed and matured, which does not happen. It's because that can be kind of the weird thing, is that many characters in comics are kind of in this weird stasis.
Yes. And that's one of
the other cool things about the Titans crew, is because they came in as either sidekicks like Dick and Wally, or they came in created for New Teen Titans, so they were like young heroes, is they can all be a little bit, I mean, not too dynamic because it is comics and they have to last 80 plus more years, but they can
grow a little bit,
be a little more dynamic and change and grow up in some of the ways that like Superman and Green Arrow and Batman and Wonder Woman and stuff can't, because they were already adults.
Hold on, I'm sitting down on the job. We've said it many times tonight, so I have to hit the button.
Batman, my favorite character.
So yeah, Batman and Nightwing take out the guards. The uncle grabs Eco and basically like, don't do anything stupid. We're getting in the car. Dick, no, you're absolutely not. And he runs at the uncle. The uncle shoots at him. But yeah.
The uncle took the bodyguard's gun.
Yeah. But yeah, Dick puts his hands up, but he takes the shot on his arm. So Batman's thinking a single shot hits his arm, shielding his face. He took the shot on purpose, drew the gun away from the boy. He doesn't have the same protection I do. His suit built for more movement. It will stop the bullet, but not the kinetic force. This is the part that really hit me this time. The impact, something will definitely be broken in his arm. It would feel like being hit by a sledgehammer. He should be knocked down. My son isn't knocked down.
On that adrenaline. Although it doesn't seem like his arm is actually broken.
Well, I mean,
maybe.
I'm sure the suit provides some support, but I mean, I think he's, like you said, it's anger, it's adrenaline, because he pins that uncle to the wall by the throat. He's just like, but he tells Eco, walk to Batman. And again, Eco's like kind of afraid of Batman. He says, it's okay. You're safe now. He'll protect you. He's always protected me.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah, your own brother, yes.
Yeah, he said, you killed Eco's father, your own brother. You killed his mother. I love it. The uncle, how could you possibly know that? I didn't for certain. You just confirmed it. You orphaned a child for money.
Rude.
I know. And Batman's just like in the anger.
But Dick knows how that feels because that's what happened to him.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. But Batman thinking, yeah, the anger's there. I felt it. I've acted on it. I can understand and forgive whatever comes next. But nothing comes next. Because all Dick says is like, we're taking you back to you'll face justice in Gotham. So yeah, they'll get back on the T-Jet.
I love Batman like holding the uncle by the scruff.
Yeah, they leave him tied up on the plane. Yeah, I love Dick brought the pencil case. Like, here you go.
Yeah, and it makes Eco so happy.
Then they
tucks him in so he can sleep.
Aww. But yeah,
Batman says he knows Dick will make sure Eco's taken care of because that's what our family does.
Aww. See, I love this two-parter. Just, again, it didn't have to be a giant supervillain. Sometimes I just love a mystery for, Batman and Nightwing, and Also, it's so nice to see something that's only a two-parter in comics. Yes. And we got all the feels you like. I mean, it's
tons. Chef's kiss, as they say.
For such a small story, we did. I mean, again, we got all the good stuff that makes a good Nightwing story.
Yep. And it was quite a good Batman story.
It was, yes. Oh, I just wish it had been longer, because then we wouldn't have gotten this backup story. So, I mean, again, all right, again, as the history professor, did part 2 of this backup do anything else for you that part 1 didn't?
So, reading the second one, I think I liked the art a little more. I mean, it's not my preferred style, but I was like, all right, I don't dislike it as much this time. I mean, like, I don't know. It was fine, but nothing. I guess the thing that makes it disappointing because I read a review and somebody was like of the comic that I don't know, I randomly saw it linked, I think, and the person was raving about both parts of the story. I mean, obviously more about the one that had the main story.
Yeah.
But I guess for me, it's not that it's bad, it's just nothing special. And I was really excited because, as we know, I love the Middle Ages. But this story, I mean, there wasn't anything really that medieval about it. I mean, it could have been anything at any time. And I don't know. I think I was a little bit turned off by, we're making the Joker some kind of priest or bishop or whatever who's a bad guy. I was like, come on. That's like so overdone.
And doesn't he like basically kill him? And then it's like, I know he's going to be back. I know Grayson's going to be back. And it's just like...
Well, it's like he stabs him, but then he doesn't really kill him, I guess.
Or he doesn't know if he's dead or not. It's like, it's...
Yeah.
But yeah, you're right. I mean, this could have happened at any time. I mean, this story could have taken place in like, I don't know, like the 1920s or something. And it's like,
Right, yeah. I mean, so I think that was what kind of it felt like it wasn't particularly medieval aside from them just like saying references to the plague, which again, though, the plague recurred for several hundred years in Europe. So it could have happened in any other plague outbreak. And then it just kind of felt like the stuff that they did to make it medievally was just kind of like bad tropes about the Middle Ages.
Yeah.
And I was hoping for more. Because like I said, it's easy when people write stuff about the Middle Ages or really any time when it was more religious to be like, hey, let's make a religious figure the bad guy. And I'm like, that's really overdone.
Yeah. I just wonder.
It's not like all religious people were bad guys in the Middle Ages.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember if we said this the last time for part 1, but I wonder if this story was it was too big of an idea for this little 2-part backup story. Like if they had more page count and more, if this had been like its own mini series or something, if they could have done way more with it. But
yeah, well, because I think part of it is there's very little dialogue.
Yeah.
It's like the inner thoughts of the Joker character. And that's, I don't know. I mean, yeah, that doesn't, number one, that's not that he's necessarily a reliable narrator. That isn't necessarily who I want. And I don't know. Yeah, I sometimes feel like the stories are weird when the dialogue's not, when there's no dialogue that's mattering. I mean, everything is just some pictures and the Joker saying stuff.
And I just think, I don't know, maybe it's just because I'm not as versed in history as you are, but I'm just like, I don't think they gave you enough motivation for these characters or like, you know, like enough sense of who these characters are. So I'm just like, okay, this guy's named Grayson, so this is supposed to be our dick analogy, and then of course the priest is supposed to be the Joker, but it's like,
right, which that was one thing also was I didn't totally understand why it was the Joker.
Yeah.
I mean, because when it's Dick, it doesn't have to be the Joker. I mean, it could be a different person. I mean, if it was Jason, it would make sense for it to be the Joker.
I just wonder if maybe that was the other thing, since there wasn't a lot of dialogue and there wasn't a lot of space to like tell a bigger story where they're just like, well, we need a familiar face that immediately, as soon as someone looks at it, they're going to be like, oh, that's the villain. So the Joker. Yeah,
but so many of the Batman villains are recognizable in that way.
Or is that supposed to be another thing where it's like a jester, you know, like a...
Right, but again, like, why is the jester a priest? Like, those are two different roles in the Middle Ages. So
that's what I'm saying. You really don't get anyone's motivation. You don't get, you know, why they're doing what they're doing.
Right.
I'm like, where did this Grayson come from?
Well, right. Also, it's like, why are these mercenaries fighting him? And it's like, okay, on the one hand, if Dick's upset because people... like he's Roma and people murdered his family, like that I get, because stuff like that was happening in the Middle Ages and in, you know, other times. But then, why is he at this church? And also, like, why is this guy saying, like, Grayson is the spawn of Satan? I mean, that's like a more serious thing in the Middle Ages. And then he's like, maybe he's Asmodeus, which is like the god of lust. Which, or I mean, not the god of lust, is like a demon that's supposed to be lustful, which, like, is that supposed, because they also have a thing about, like, it turns his plump arse into a skeletal mockery of life. So I'm like, are they trying to make meta jokes or whatever? Because I don't consider Dick lustful, and that's definitely not what Tom Taylor's going with. So it's kind of, or is this just supposed to show that the Joker is kind of off the rails? And then, again, when they say, is he perhaps our own sin? Is he a living incarnation of some dead god made corporeal, fed by unholy illness that threatened to consume the civilized world? I'm like, that doesn't really feel that medieval to me. Like, saying he's a demon, yes, that would work. But saying he is the incarnation of a dead god, no. Someone in the Middle Ages would not say that.
Again,
They would say, you could be the incarnation of a demon, not of a dead god, because a dead god is a demon in the medieval worldview.
Yeah, like I said, they didn't give us enough to explain this story. It just seemed like...
I don't know. I guess I just feel like a lot of the stuff the Joker is saying in there about, it's the spawn of Satan. Steve was bewitched by something unholy. I'm just like, why are you... I don't know. I didn't feel like that stuff really fit.
It's like they wanted to do a different setting, a different concept, but they really didn't do enough to, like, set it up.
Right, or, like, they think that's what... Or, again, like I said, it just bothered me because I felt like it was tropes about the Middle Ages that they were like, oh, I bet this is what someone in the Middle Ages would say. And I'm like, not really.
I mean, I think the story would have been better if, at the end, Joker just would have woken up and been like, oh, I shouldn't have had those tacos last night.
I mean, the hope part made sense.
Yeah.
Saying, and so I get that. Yeah, I think what annoyed it for me was I just felt like they made some errors in what they were having the Joker person say. And that didn't really fit. That didn't really fit for me. Because again, like, why is the priest person murdering someone? Like, that's not really supposed to be... I mean, I'm not saying that no priest in the Middle Ages ever did that, but that's... Generally speaking, they were not supposed to have weapons.
Yeah. Okay. All right. I was just looking up the solicits. So Nightwing 113, issue 300. It looks like it's going to be regular size. Well, it's the same size, 40 pages, which is what this issue was. So they're not. I always thought, Thought for big anniversaries like that, they usually did bigger. But yes, looks like same price, $4.99, 40 pages. So yeah. Yeah, not a lot of detail. Just like, you've seen him there. You've seen Nightwing like this. So wonder if it's just going to be like an overall, about Dick Grayson.
So now see him like this.
Yes. All right. Anything else, Kristen?
Two things. Did you read yet? Was Dick in World's Finest? Did you read that one yet?
Real quick, like at the end of the issue, they were setting up like what's coming next issue because somebody's after Batmite and Mr. Mxyzptlk. Like somebody brought like stuff in the cave to life, like like Abe Lincoln came off the giant pen. He was fighting the dinosaur. Yeah,
okay.
Yeah, but yeah, they just had Dick in the cave real quick for 2 seconds with Batman and Superman, but that was the extent of it. Yeah.
All right. Well, then I guess just the only other thing is, I'm sure you saw that they've announced. I mean, I don't know when, but that there's supposed to be a Teen Titans movie now. Part of James. But of course, they haven't said who will be the Teen Titans.
Yeah, it's gonna be early because the first movie in that whole universe is gonna be the Superman movie. So, and I don't think that's.
It'll be interesting to see who is on the Teen Titans.
Yeah. You would think Dick and one of his alter egos would be on there.
Yeah, you would hope. Well, we shall see.
All right. Anything else?
That's it.
All right. Well, next week we are going to do one of our classic reviews, and I believe, yes, you did mention New 52. We're going to cover the first arc of New 52, the first 7 issues of Nightwing from New 52.
All righty.
Because we all know I love that red costume. I don't know, it grew on me a little bit, but I again, the blue works much better, in my opinion. All right, so yeah, we'll do that, and then after that, you'll get your electric mullet for a few weeks, and then when we come back next month, of course, new issue of Titans and Nightwing 300. All right, so send us your thoughts, kids. Email us, CapesandLunatics@gmail.com, or call the voicemail 614-382-2737. That's 614-38-CAPES. And remember, you can find all things Capes and Lunatics, episodes, social media, merchandise. You can just send us money on the Cash App link. And, of course, well, hey. And, of course, you join our Patreon. You get something different every month. The new episode is going to be Lilith Hellfire's crazy conspiracy theories. Let Lilith tell you why some birds aren't real. So, find it all. Well, Lilith. Find everything at tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. tubespace.io/Capes and Lunatics Podcast Network. And while you have your wallet out, go on Amazon, because you know you all go on Amazon, and pick up Dick Grayson, Boy Wonder. Again, tell you everything. You don't know everything about Dick Grayson. You want to know everything about Dick Grayson? Pick up this book. I guarantee it's better than that Middle Ages story in the back of this month's Nightwing. All right, so get that on Amazon. Help support an educator. All right. Thank you for joining us. Again, next week, we'll cover the first 7 issues of Nightwing from the New 52. Man, I can't believe Nightwing 300 is going to be a normal size issue. That's crazy.
Maybe they're trying to save paper.
Yeah. I mean, our wallets will thank us, but I wanted a bunch of backup stories. Good ones. Or maybe because next month we are getting the annual too, maybe. Alright, kids. So you know what that means. Come back next time. Join us at same wing time.
Same wing channel.
The Nightwing News. Keep an eye on your brothers.